Be me, 25 years old. Wake up past 2 in afternoon. Crust in eyes, mouth tastes sour. Sunlight bleeds through the cheap blinds. Room smells like sweat and shame. Dust motes dance in the light. Stare at cracked ceiling for hours. Phone screen illuminates my pale face. Scroll past happy couples on Instagram. Chest feels heavy, hard to breathe. Stomach growls, but I ignore it. Kick off the sweaty gray sheets. Put feet on the cold floor. Shiver runs up my crooked spine. Piles of laundry block the door. Pizza boxes stack in the corner. Empty cans line the dusty desk. Computer fan whirs like dying jet. Screen shows disconnected game from yesterday. See reflection in the black monitor. Eyes sunken deep into dark circles. Skin looks like paste, unwashed hair. Stand up and knees pop loudly. Walk to the bathroom across hall. Avoid looking at family photos on wall. Brother graduated college 2 years ago. Sister is married with a kid. I am the stain on wall. Hear mom downstairs talking on phone. Voice sounds tired and very disappointed. She is lying about my job. Tells them I work in tech. Lie cuts deeper than the truth. Lock bathroom door and turn tap. Water is cold on my hands. Splash face to wake up brain. Look in mirror, hate the sight. Stubble is patchy on my chin. Teeth are yellow from excessive coffee. Ghost of a person staring back. Go back to my dark cave. Sit in the ergonomic gaming chair. Leather is peeling off the arms. Log into Discord. Status is invisible. See friends online playing without me. Realization hits like a physical blow. I have wasted another precious year. Open browser. Check bank account balance. Single-digit number mocks my existence. Close tab before panic sets in. Need distraction from this crushing reality. Open Steam library. Scroll through games. Hundreds of titles. Nothing to play. Boredom feels like a physical weight. Stomach cramps demand immediate food attention. Creep downstairs, avoiding squeaky floorboards. Kitchen is empty, parents are out. Note on counter outlines simple chores. Take out trash, wash the dishes. Ignore note, open the packed fridge. Stare blankly at the fresh produce. Grab leftover pizza and sugary soda. Retreat upstairs like a frightened rat. Safe inside the walls of room. Eat cold pizza over the keyboard. Crumbs fall between the sticky keys. Watch YouTube video about successful people. Algorithm feeds me sadness and despair. See video titled 25 Failure. Click it, hoping for some comfort. Narrator describes my life with precision. Every word feels like personal attack. Chest tightens with anxiety and dread. Close browser, cannot handle the truth. Sun is setting, room gets dark. Only monitor light creates scary shadows. Time dissolves into a gray blur. Hear car door slam outside window. Parents are home from their work. Panic rises in my empty chest. Turn off lights to feign sleep. Sit in silence, listening to footsteps. They pause outside my bedroom door. Handle turns, but it is locked. Heavy sigh comes through the wood. Footsteps fade away down the hall. I am safe but completely alone. Turn computer back on, blue light. Night is when I truly live. World is asleep, no one judges. Browse forums for hours, reading hate. Identify with the anger and sorrow. Type response but delete it all. Voice does not matter to anyone. Clock strikes 3 in the morning. Eyes burn, head throbs with pain. Except this is my life now. Fall asleep as birds start chirping. Dreamless void consumes my consciousness instantly. Wake up, crust seals my eyelids. Harsh afternoon sun slices through blinds. Dust motes dance in the light. Room smells of sweat and stale air. Head feels heavy, like concrete block. Mouth tastes like rotting garbage bin. Reach for phone with trembling hand. Screen brightness burns my sensitive retinas. It is already 2 in afternoon. Half the day is completely wasted. Guilt washes over me, familiar wave. Stomach growls, demanding processed food sludge. Bladder screams for release, painful pressure. Hear heavy footsteps in the hallway. Freeze instantly, like a frightened animal. Shadows move under the bedroom door. Hold breath until lungs start burning. Footsteps retreat towards the living room. TV volume goes up downstairs, indistinct. Coast is clear for brief moment. Slide out of bed, knees crack. Boxers are loose, shirt is stained. Catch reflection in the dark monitor. Pale ghost with dark, sunken eyes. Look away, cannot bear the sight. Grab empty water bottle from floor. Relief is warm and utterly shameful. Capitite, hide it away. Stomach pain overrides the lingering shame. Need food but kitchen is danger. Open door just a tiny crack. Listen specifically for parents' voices. Mom is humming in the kitchen. Dad is coughing a wet sound. Trapped in my own fortress again. Retreat to desk, safe zone established. Boot up PC, fans spin loudly. Noise sounds like a jet engine. Pray they do not hear it. Windows login sound creates sudden panic. Frantically mute speakers, heart rate spikes. Silence returns, only fan noise remains. Open browser, restore previous session tabs. Same threads, same arguments, same hate. Refresh page, hoping for something new. Nothing changes, digital world is stagnant. Stomach cramps force a desperate decision. Must risk a run to kitchen. Open door fully, wince at squeak. Creep down hallway, staying near walls. Floorboards groan under my unearned weight. Freeze again, heart hammering against ribs. Voices stop downstairs, silence is heavy. Take a step back, retreat mode. Is that you? Mom's voice calls. Panic constricts throat, cannot answer her. Scurry back to room, close door. Lock clicks shut, safe once more. Lean against wood, breathing very fast. Hunger remains, but safety is priority. Look around room, my prison cell. Piles of laundry create jagged landscape. Plates with crumbs gather mold colonies. This is the kingdom of failure. Sit back in chair, leather peels. Put headphones on, block out reality. Music blasts, drowning the silence out. Dissociation begins, leaving body behind me. Stare at wallpaper, pattern is mocking. Analyze the cracks in the paint. Imagine them as maps to elsewhere. Sun shifts, shadows lengthen across floor. Hours bleed away into nothingness again. Blue light burns my tired retinas. Scroll through infinite feed of garbage. Stomach growls, ignore the hollow pain. Time is a flat, painful circle. Notification ping cuts through the stale. LinkedIn alert, a ghost from past. View your profile views, it taunts. Curiosity is a trap for idiots. Click the link, mistake is made. See the names of former colleagues. They are thriving, I am rotting. Anger flares, hot and very sharp. Throw the phone across the room. It hits the pile of dirty clothes. Can't escape the ghost of success. Close eyes, the memory takes over. Flashback to the peak of my life. San Francisco sunlight, distinct and bright. 2 years ago, I was a god. 29 female, master's degree in hand. Organizational psychology was my chosen weapon. Believed I could fix human nature. Ego was larger than the city. Landed the dream role, instant director. Director of people, culture, and belonging. The title alone justified the debt. Salary $185 plus equity. Felt like I owned the whole world. Walked into the office, purely electric. Open floor plan, exposed brick walls. Smelled like coffee and venture capital. Met Kyle the founder, absolute beta. 32 wears Patagonia vest, needs love. Desperate for social validation from everyone. He wanted a family, not employees. I promised him a spiritual awakening. Vulnerability is strength, I told him. He ate it up hook and sinker. My office was a shrine to woke. Salt lamp glowing, poster on wall. I was the architect of culture. I was the queen of this hive. Implemented daily mood checks for everyone. Sales team was loud, energetic, compliant. Marketing team loved my daily affirmations. But the engineering corner was dark. Silence hung there like heavy fog. They typed, they coded, they ignored. At the center sat the problem. David, senior lead, source of rot. He never attended my optional mixers. He never shared his weekend feelings. Just stared at his multiple monitors. Clicking away at his mechanical keyboard. I sensed the resistance immediately then. He was a relic of toxicity. His silence was an act of war. I decided he needed to change. He was the weed in my garden. I marked him as the enemy. Marched across the room with purpose. The clicking stopped as I approached. He did not look up once. Shadow fell across his multiple screens. Cleared my throat with authoritative volume. David, can we have a chat? Silence stretched out for uncomfortable seconds. He slowly turned his chair around. His eyes were void of emotion. I am working on critical updates. Mental health is critical too, David. I need you at the mixer. Mandatory participation for all team leads. He looked at his watch dismissively. I am not coming to that. It is a waste of time. Felt the blood rush to face. This is insubordination and toxic behavior. He turned back to his screens. Close the door when you leave. Stood there trembling with impotent rage. He had just declared open war. Retreated to the safety of office. Hands shook as I typed login. Opened the disciplinary action portal immediately. Employee refuses to foster company culture. Creates hostile environment for marginalized groups. Felt better as I typed lies. The system accepted my report instantly. I was the gatekeeper of employment. He thought he was safe here. Nobody is safe from human resources. Decided to schedule a sudden meeting. Urgent sync on team cultural alignment. Set it for his lunch break. That would teach him a lesson. Watched the Outlook invite send out. Waited for his acceptance with glee. Notification popped up on my screen. Declined, no agenda, I am eating. Screamed into my organic cotton pillow. This man was mocking my existence. He did not respect my credentials. I have a master's in communications. He is just a code monkey. Printed out his rejection email twice. Pinned it to the wall board. Connected red string like a detective. The evidence was mounting against him. Looked at the employee handbook again. Section 4, paragraph 2, clause B. Failure to communicate is a violation. I had him dead to rights. Prepared a formal performance improvement plan. The dreaded PIP was my weapon. Drafted the document with malicious care. David lacks the soft skills required. David makes others feel unsafe daily. Smiled as I saved the file. Tomorrow I would present it publicly. Force him to sign or quit. Went home feeling like a warrior. Drank 2 bottles of cheap wine. Posted about my struggle on Twitter. Fighting toxicity is exhausting work, y'all. Got 3 likes from bot accounts. Felt validated by the digital void. Woke up with a pounding headache. Ready to execute the final strike. Check Slack on my rose gold iPhone. David had pushed code at 4 a.m. Disrespectful to our work-life balance. Marked his message as unread immediately. Put on my empathy first hoodie. Took an Uber to the office. Driver did not want to chat. Gave him 1 star for toxicity. Stopped at the barista for matcha. Oat milk extra pump of vanilla. Expensed it to team morale budget. Walked past the open plan desks. Saw David hunched over 3 monitors. He looked like a gremlin creature. Suppressed a shiver of pure revulsion. Went straight to the meditation room. Needed to center my chakras first. Spent 40 minutes breathing in silence. Felt the toxicity leaving my spirit. Ready to confront the coding demon. Booked the soundproof glass pod room. The fishbowl for maximum public shaming. Printed the PIP on heavy paper. Brought a stress ball for myself. Sent David a calendar invite urgent. Quick sync regarding team synergy alignment. Saw him stand up from desk. He looked tired and socially awkward. Perfect victim for my soft skills trap. Sat in the pod waiting ominously. Practicing my concerned yet stern face. David, please have a seat here. He smelled like stale coffee and fear. Slid the document across the table. David, we are concerned about you. Your output is high but aggressive. Code reviews feel like personal attacks. He blinked slowly like a dying fish. I just fixed the critical bug. Interrupted him with a raised hand. See, that is exactly the problem. You prioritize bugs over human connection. This PIP is for your growth. Sign here to acknowledge your deficiencies. He stared at the paper in silence. The air conditioning hummed very loudly. Felt a bead of sweat roll down. If you refuse, it is insubordination. He picked up the pen slowly. Signed his name with 0 emotion. Did not even read fake charges. Can I go back to work? Yes, but please work on smiling. Watched him walk back to his cave. Felt a rush of absolute dopamine. I had tamed the technical beast. Needed to celebrate this major victory. Went up to the rooftop garden. Poured a glass of rose on tap. Sun was setting over the city. Took a selfie with the wine. Caption at leadership is hard work. Saw David leaving the building early. Carrying a box of personal things. Wait, did he just quit today? Panic started to claw at my throat. Ignoring it and drinking more wine. The code would write itself right. Wake up with a pounding headache. Sunlight hurts my crusty swollen eyes. Stumble into the office around 11. Coffee machine is broken and leaking. Nobody is fixing the brown puddle. That was usually David's morning ritual. Ignore the mess and walk past. Sit down at my corner desk. Unlock laptop with a shaky hand. Slack is showing 99 notifications. Probably just praise for my leadership. Open the first message from CEO. Production database is completely unresponsive. Customers are calling the support line. Reply with a thumbs up emoji. I will look into it immediately. Open the terminal window on screen. Stare at the blinking white cursor. Realize I do not know commands. Type help and press enter key. Text scrolls too fast to read. Sweat forms on my upper lip. Decide to check the server room. Maybe it just needs a restart. Walk down the long sterile hallway. Fluorescent lights buzz like angry wasps. Swipe badge at the server door. Red light flashes with harsh beep. Access denied. C system administrator. David was the only system administrator. Heart begins to hammer against ribs. Try the door handle in panic. Locked tight like a bank vault. Go back to desk very quickly. Everyone is staring at me now. Can feel their eyes burning holes. They know exactly what I did. Hide behind my dual monitor setup. Phone starts ringing on the desk. Caller ID shows the biggest client. Let it ring to voicemail. Need to find David's documentation. Search shared drive for handover folder. Folder is empty except one file. Open the text file named Good Luck. It contains a single ASCII middle finger. Stomach drops into my cheap shoes. Vision blurs at the edges now. Need to delegate this crisis away. Call an emergency team. Stand up. Junior devs gather round looking scared. Ask who wants to lead this. Silence stretches out for eternity. Nobody makes eye contact with me. Hear my own voice crack loudly. Just fix it by end of day. Run to the executive bathroom stall. Lock the door and sit down. Hug knees to chest in dark. Phone vibrating relentlessly in my pocket. Slack messages are pinging constantly now. Smell of lavender soap makes me gag. Realize I am completely alone here. No technical beast to save me. Built my career on his back. Now the spine is snapped clean. Shivering despite the heavy wool suit. Hear footsteps enter the bathroom. Freeze and hold breath in silence. Two voices talking about the outage. They say the company is dead. They say the manager is clueless. Tears prick at corners of eyes. Wait for them to leave again. Check phone screen in the dark. CEO is asking for status update. Type working on the solution now. Lie tastes like bile in throat. Battery is at 4% charge. Left my charger at the desk. Trapped in this toilet of failure. Battery dies right at that moment. Black screen reflects my terror back. Cannot hide here any longer. Wipe sweat with rough toilet paper. Stand up on legs like jelly. Unlock the stall door with trembling hand. Push it open into bright light. Wash hands to fake some hygiene. Avoid looking at mirror reflection today. Tie is crooked like my soul. Walk out into the open office. Noise hits me like a wall. Phones ringing in every single corner. People running around with panic eyes. Chaos feels heavy in the air. Keep head down and walk fast. Pray nobody stops me right now. Reach my corner office with glass. Fishbowl where everyone watches me fail. Sit down in the expensive chair. It feels like an electric chair. Wake up the sleeping computer monitor. Terminal is still flashing red text. Fatal error, database corruption detected. Fingers hover over the mechanical keyboard. Have absolutely no idea what to type. Sweat drips onto the space bar. Need to find a quick fix. Open old chat logs with Beast. He always had a script ready. Scroll through years of him working. Find a script called Emergency Restore. Ignore the warning notes above it. Just need the red text gone. Copy the command without reading it. Paste it into the active terminal. Press enter and close my eyes. Fan speed increases to maximum volume. Open eyes to check the progress. Text scrolls by faster than light. Unexpected flag force delete is active. Stomach drops through the floorboards. Deleting backup volume in progress now. Eyes widen in sheer absolute horror. Try to Control C to stop. Keyboard is not responding to input. Watch the progress bar reach 100. System purge successfully message appears now. Silence falls over the entire floor. Network activity lights all go dark. Hear a scream from server room. Realization hits me like a truck. Just deleted the only safety net. Nothing left to restore from anymore. Production is gone forever this time. Phone charger is still in drawer. Plug it in with shaking hands. Phone boots up to 50 notifications. CEO calling for the 10th time. Ignore it and stare at screen. Cursor blinks in the empty void. Door to my office flies open. Senior sysadmin stands there breathing hard. Face is red with pure rage. He asks, "What did you do?" Mouth opens but no sound comes. Point a shaking finger at monitor. He looks at the terminal output. Color drains from his angry face. He whispers, "That was the archive. 10 years of customer data gone." He backs away from me slowly, like I am a radioactive leper. Leaves the door wide open behind. Everyone outside is staring in now. Can feel their hate physically manifest. Slack status changes to do not disturb. Try to type undo in terminal. Command not found mocks my stupidity. Open Google to search for recovery. Internet connection is also down now. Forgot the script wipes network config. Completely isolated in a connected world. Look around for any possible escape. Window overlooks the parking lot below. Too high to jump without pain. Too low to end it quickly. Just trapped in this glass box. Sudden heavy footsteps approach the office. Recognize the expensive Italian leather shoes. CEO walks in without knocking once. Suit costs more than my car. He looks calm, which is worse. Asks for a status report immediately. Throat is dry like a desert. Try to form a coherent sentence. Say we hit a small snag. Voice squeaks like a chew toy. He looks at the blank screens. Asks why the website is 404. Sweat stings my eyes, blurring vision. Tell him it is a reboot. He asks about the client data. Silence stretches out, filling the room. Cannot lie about this part. Tell him data is currently migrating. Technically true, it migrated to hell. He narrows his eyes at me. Says fix it in 1 hour. Turns around and walks away briskly. 1 hour to recreate the universe. Might as well ask for magic. Sit there paralyzed by the impossible. Mind drifts to the technical beast. Should have paid him that raise. Fired him to boost my bonus. Thought I could manage the scripts. Thought it was just copy-paste. Arrogance has cost me everything today. Look at the time on screen. 59 minutes left to live. Open the drawer to find snacks. Just a stale granola bar remains. Eat it mechanically without tasting anything. Crumbs fall into the expensive keyboard. Maybe they will jam the keys. Maybe that can be my excuse. Equipment failure caused the data loss. Pathetic lies forming in my brain. Start typing a resignation letter instead. Hands shaking too much to type. Delete key is the only friend. Sudden spark from the server rack. Smell of ozone fills the air. Fire alarm starts blaring really loud. Sprinklers might activate at any second. That would destroy the physical drives. A dark idea forms in mind. If the hardware is water damaged, no one can prove I deleted. Look at the lighter in pocket. Smoke detector is right above me. Intrusion of chaotic intrusive thoughts now. Stand up on the office chair. Reach towards the plastic white detector. Hesitate with the lighter in hand. Door opens again, revealing the guard. Freeze like a frightened deer in headlights. Guard stares at the cheap plastic lighter. Gaze shifts up to the smoke detector. Silence stretches out for a painful eternity. Mouth opens but no sound comes out. Sweat drips down my forehead into eyes. Guard asks what I am doing there. Voice cracks like a broken flute note. Stammer something about checking the battery life. Lie is obvious and smells of desperation. Guard sighs with deep, exhausted resignation. Tells me to get down from chair. Legs shake violently as I climb down. Lighter slips from my wet, clammy hand. Hits the floor with a loud clatter. Guard shakes his head and walks away. Not worth his time or the paperwork. Door clicks shut behind his heavy back. Alone again with the humming server racks. 40 minutes left until the deadline strikes. Stare at the blank blue error screen. No way to recover the deleted database. Career is effectively dead and buried now. Panic rises in chest like black water. Cannot face the morning meeting shaming ritual. Cannot face the lawsuits and the debt. Grab the backpack from under the desk. Stuff the personal items inside very quickly. Leave the company laptop open and running. Leave the ID badge on the keyboard. Turn off the lights in the room. Walk fast toward the glowing exit sign. Heart hammers against ribs like a bird. Avoid eye contact with the cleaning crew. They know I do not belong here. Push through heavy doors into the night. Cold air hits face like a slap. Rain starts to fall in thin sheets. No umbrella and no coat to wear. Start walking away from the office building. Don't look back at the life left. Phone buzzes in pocket with incoming call. Boss is asking for the status update. Throw the phone into a deep puddle. Watch the screen flicker and finally die. Completely disconnected from the digital world now. Just a biological ghost haunting the streets. Stomach growls loud enough to hear clearly. Haven't eaten since the stale granola bar. Find a cheap diner with fluorescent lights. Walk inside dripping wet and looking crazy. Waitress looks at me with pure disgust. Ask for a table for one person. Sit in the back corner facing wall. This is how to be alone now. Order the cheapest burger on the menu. Look around at the happy normal people. Couples holding hands across the sticky tables. Friends laughing at jokes I don't know. Feel the invisible wall separating us all. I am a distinct species of failure. Eat the greasy food without tasting it. Grease stains the only clean shirt left. Waitress drops the check without saying word. Leave exact change and run outdoor. Rain has stopped but cold remains here. Find a park bench under a streetlight. Wood is damp and smells of rot. Sit down and watch the cars pass. Remember the video about enjoying solitude. Supposed to be a spiritual healing moment. Just feels like homelessness and crushing void. Shiver uncontrollably as the wind picks up. See a stray dog trotting down sidewalk. Dog looks happier than I ever was. Wonder where I will sleep this night. Bank account is almost as empty as soul. Realization that this is my life now. No servers to manage or databases to break. Just the infinite silence of being alone. Walk for hours until feet are blistered. Pass by the gym with big windows. See fit people running on treadmills inside. They are running towards a better future. I am running away from a disaster. Pass by the library but it is closed. Used to hide there during high school. Books were better friends than real humans. Reflection in the shop window is terrifying. Eyes look hollow and skin looks gray. Look like a phantom fading from existence. Nobody on the street makes eye contact. I have become invisible to the world. Get on a random night bus route. Sit in the very back plastic seat. Rest head against the vibrating cold window. Watch the city lights blur into streaks. Listen to the engine roar and whine. Other passengers are asleep or on drugs. We are the brotherhood of the lost. Bus driver doesn't care where I go. Ride until the end of the line. Forced to get off in nowhere land. Unknown suburb with identical silent dark houses. Find a quiet spot under a bridge. Concrete is dry and sheltered from wind. Pull knees up to chest for warmth. Close eyes and listen to the city. No more deadlines or angry boss calls. No more expectations to fail and disappoint. Finally achieve the ultimate state of solitude. Tears mix with the dirt on face. I am alone and it is terrible. But at least I am finally free. Drift off into a restless cold sleep. Tomorrow is a problem for future me.